Prepare yourself.
Oh, this is the Ninja Troll Digicast.
Hello again and welcome to the Cathedral of Wisdom for the Ninja Troll Digicast, hosted by your favorite bouncers at the Misty Borderland Cafe.
Can I see your ID, please?
Oh, I see how it is. We're getting carded.
You're not dressed properly for this club.
My name is Tim Dixon, and I am here with Mike Worth.
Yes, hello, Ninja Troll Nation. We've got a Super King giant venti size double wide episode this week.
It's 80-page giant.
It is. With tons of origin stories and reveals. But this week in the showcase, Timmy takes us to the greatest science fiction novels of the double aughts.
The double aughts, yes.
All the zeros of the 2000s. And that'll actually conclude our science fiction novel journey that we've been on. We've got some new trailers and featurettes to get us ready for some upcoming movies. And, of course, Civil War has come out, which we haven't seen. We're ready. We're so excited. And then we've got a metric crap ton of amazing from the Legends of the Flowerverse and Game of Thrones.
That's a scientific term.
It is.
Metric crap ton.
In a non-metric bag. I don't know how that'll work. But that's going to be in our movie and TV news. And in the comic rack, we get a look into Negan's past, which was quite interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Before he became Lucille's owner. And plus, this weekend is Free Comic Book Day. Mm-hmm. And a ton of new titles are coming out in the next few weeks. But let's just roll right into tidbits, Timmy D.
Cool. First thing is a birthday. A really huge birthday as far as I'm concerned. Denny O'Neil is 77 years old. I would rank Denny O'Neil right beneath Bob Kane and Bill Finger in importance to Batman.
Okay. All right. I was going to say, overall, I'm like, wow, Tim, you're showing your bias there.
No, Denny O'Neil is I think, one of the best writers who's ever written comics.
Justice League, right? Big time. What else? Batman.
He revolutionized Batman. He revolutionized Green Arrow and Green Lantern.
Yes.
Him and Neil Adams both in both places took something that had become campy and silly and took them back to took Batman back to his dark roots the way he needed to be, as far as I was concerned. And
they got Speedy on the junk.
Yeah, and they took Green Lantern and Green Arrow and made them into a socially relevant book that actually looked at the real world.
Yeah.
I mean, their first book on Green Arrow, Green Lantern, they had a black man saying to Hal Jordan, "I see you on TV fighting for the blue skins and fighting for the green skins. I don't see you down here fighting for the black skins."
Oh.
Wow. Yeah, that's just
major shift.
Yeah, exactly. It just hits you right between the eyes. And they took Hal, and instead of being out in space fighting these aliens that don't really have an impact on the real world, and brought him down to Earth
with Ollie
and
deal with stuff.
Yeah, and you had Hal, who was kind of. He's not really an establishment guy.
Was he more of a centrist, and then Ollie was a real lefty liberal?
Mm-hmm.
Was that sort of how they broke it?
Yeah, Wally was radical guy. So putting the two of them together was, like I said, Hal was always, he wasn't really like anti-authority, but he kind of bucked the system because he's a fighter pilot. He was, the bravado and everything.
Rebel,
yeah. But he was still more of an establishment guy.
Right.
And so putting the two of them together, they were always kind of, knocking heads. They were friends, but Ollie was, constantly going, okay, this is what I'm telling you about. This is what's happening. This is what this kind of crap causes. So yeah, the run that they had on both Batman and Green Lantern, Green Arrow revolutionized the business. And then he went on to be the editor for the Batman titles for, I don't know, it was a long time.
For ages.
Yeah. So he was over the Nightfall series when Batman, the As-Bat, when Bruce Wayne's back was broken and Azrael took over. So yeah, his importance to the Batman mythos is you cannot overstated.
And this is the preview, guys, of Timmy's speech at Denny's birthday, which will be at the Wendy's on Central Ave this afternoon in Charlotte.
If not for the restraining order, I would be there. But
it's still real to me, damn it.
That's right. But that's his 77th birthday. So happy birthday to Denny O'Neil. And in a Fandango poll conducted on behalf of USA Today of over 1,000 people who have already, see, this is the thing. There's all these qualifiers. It's like 1,000 people who have already bought their tickets to Civil War.
On Tuesday.
I don't know. No. Yeah, on a blue day.
Might be one more.
I don't know. Yeah.
One more breakdown.
But an overwhelming majority of those people, 48%, want Black Widow to be the next solo Avenger movie.
Wow.
It was pretty much a landslide. The next one was Vision at 15%.
Really?
So that's quite a drop.
Damn.
Then Falcon at 12%, Hawkeye at 10%, and War Machine at 8%, and Scarlet Witch at 7%. So it was
War Machine.
It was out of the ones that haven't had one, I guess that was your choices.
Okay.
So all of those would be.
But Scarlet Witch has been in 2 movies, right?
Yeah.
An X-Men movie and now this Avengers movie. I mean, War Machine's been in all the Iron Man.
Yeah.
Right?
So I would think that would be a little higher, but it wouldn't be as much fun if you just had
Rhodey.
You had Rhodey in a movie.
Yeah. All right. Maybe if they did an Armor Wars, that'd be cool or something.
But the overwhelming majority was for Black Widow.
Well, hell yeah.
Yeah, I think that would be awesome to
totally. Scarlett Johansson, I mean, butt kicking. I mean, seeing her do spy stuff, I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. So, now I've lost my place. Oh, Krispy Kreme has struck a deal and will release a Nutella-filled donut on May 27th.
You're welcome. Yep.
Yikes.
Yep, it's amazing.
I think I just went into a sugar coma reading that.
As you should.
As I should, yes. And Erotica Land, the world's first adult-themed theme park, is set to open in Brazil in 2018.
Continue, Timmy. What are some of the features of this place?
I don't even want to continue. What is a 7D cinema?
Ooh, it's a lot of D.
That's a lot. That's too much. Apparently the seats vibrate.
Yep.
Yikes. A train of pleasure with go-go boys and girls.
Okay.
A nudist pool and a sex playground with water slide. Well, you can't have a playground without a water slide.
Oy. It's a lot of water flowing.
The bacteria in this joint is just
growing.
Yikes. Yeah. And a ride with bumper cars shaped like genitalia.
Well, now you can call bumping uglies, and it's a legitimate ride.
Legitimately,
it's a legitimate ride.
And of course, what would this be without a snack bar serving aphrodisiacs?
Chocolate covered oysters coming right up.
Yep. Yikes. That in Brazil, it would not shock me. It's the ripping and the tearing.
I think we're going to do a trip 2018 Ninja Troll on the road. Yeah. We're here from Erotica Land on the 7D cinema. We're about to see Infinity War.
Okay, I know this is supposed to be like a adult theater, but can we get Civil War loaded up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Timmy.
That would be awesome.
You're going to feel the gauntlet. Smell the gauntlet, as they say.
That would be awesome. All right, well, that's a look at our tidbits. Now let's take a look at our movie and TV news.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's the movie and TV news on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, so the first thing major is Civil War is out.
Yes.
And we haven't seen it yet, but the reviews are coming in. So are you Team Cap or are you Team Iron Man? Or are you just going to avoid that whole altogether?
I just want to go and watch the movie and enjoy it, but I'm always Team Cap. I'm just
all right.
Captain America. He's Captain America, for God's sakes.
I know. So but you'll get a chance to see it this weekend. I'm sure you can take Emma.
I'm hoping. Yeah. It all depends on, because we have commencement here at Queen's University tomorrow.
Right.
That kind of it happens to be the the
Prime time.
One of the biggest weekends we have here at Queen's University is when they release Civil War. So
Thanks.
And also Mother's Day weekend. So
That's right.
I'm hoping at some point this weekend we'll be able to go see it. So.
And I'm leaving for Germany on Monday.
Yes.
So I may have to see it in Deutsch with an overdub. Yeah. Hello, my
have to
Name is
read it.
Captain America. Yeah. There might be a little plot twist there.
Yeah, there you go.
If they show any historical scenes, that could be interesting. But if you've seen Civil War, get on the Facebook page. Tell us what you think. Give us your review from the Ninja Troll Nation. That would be super cool.
Yeah.
But we've got a new X-Men featurette, which came out last week, that shows Storm to have a real dark side.
I haven't seen that one.
So it's just her acting up because she's one of the Four Horsemen.
Oh yeah.
So it's showing her sort of at her worst.
Well, you kind of have to have a dark side if you're one of the horsemen of apocalypse.
I guess, right? Or a wrestling contract, right?
That's true. Yeah.
That's right. Who are the Four Horsemen again from
Depends.
WCW?
It depends on
what era.
Which era you're talking
I
about.
don't like asking these questions.
Because that starts a 45-minute conversation.
Totally unbelievable. But we posted a really funny remake of the latest Apocalypse trailer, using footage from the X-Men animated series in the 90s.
Oh, awesome.
And it's really worth watching. I posted that this morning. It's really funny.
That's cool.
Somebody's on like a remake things for the 90s kick, like the Game of Thrones intro.
I did. Yeah, that was pretty funny. If Game of Thrones was done in the 90s,
how it looked like a warrior princess. Xena had that feel. And then there's also the one of what's it called? I'm running a blank here. The very funny one. Oh, the Avengers, but as friends.
As friends, yes.
Which was really stunningly fantastic. But we have our young Han Solo cast. Mm-hmm. His name is Alden Ehrenreich, and you'll know him from the Coen Brothers movie Hail Caesar.
That's the way I remember when it got to the short list. He was the one that had not done a whole lot of stuff. So I wonder if that's specifically you don't know this guy from a lot of things, and that's why they went with him.
I mean, Harrison Ford was a nobody, right?
Yep.
And
he'd been in American Gigolo, and that's the only thing.
American Graffiti, yeah,
totally different movie.
Got him. Oh, got him. This is a moment, y'all. This is a moment right now.
I blame the cold medicine.
You always blaming something. Also, sorry, another funny remake. Somebody made the Rogue One trailer over with Legos, and we've also posted that on the Facebook page. Really funny stuff out there. But one more piece of Star Wars news, really cool. According to Craig Miller, who was the former fan relations guy for LucasArts in the 70s, apparently he had talked in an interview that Boba Fett was supposed to be the big bad in the third film. Did you know about this?
I had heard that he was supposed to live longer.
Yeah.
Because the movies were written to have much more stuff in them, and he had to cut so much stuff out. That's why he just ended up
in the Sarlacc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, early in the movie.
But I guess when Lucas had imagined another trilogy unfolding the Jedi Sith storyline, I guess what would be this trilogy we're seeing now, that would happen. But then, that Boba Fett was going to basically sort of get Han Solo, and then there was going to be some whole big thing, and then they're all going to try and fight him, and it was going to be really tough, and he was going to show off his Mandalorian pride. Say la vie. But it all changed. So, but we're going to supposedly have a solo Boba Fett movie. That's
the rumor. I don't know if they've specifically or actually announced that it's going to be, but that is the rumor. There's supposed to be
Rogue One, Han
Solo,
and then
after that, I mean, there's rumors that there's going to be a Boba Fett. There's going to be a Yoda, a young Yoda one, which I think would be great.
Yeah.
And he's been alive. He was 900 years old when he passed away. So there's a lot of area there that you can cover.
I want to see like young swinging Yoda days.
There you go, with the little chain. You have a little disco chain.
PIM. So that was some pretty cool news to see how things could have been, in that time. But Mark Millar's Empress, a title I'm not familiar with, is actually heading to the big screen.
I don't know that. I haven't read that title, but I love his work. So it's he did Kick-Ass. He did one that I read called Starlight.
Okay.
It was almost as if Flash Gordon he goes and defends the galaxy and saves everything, and then he comes back to Earth, and everybody thinks he's a whack job. Nobody believes him.
Oh, that he's done all that.
And that's the thing. It was essentially that kind of story, except now the guy was older. He's like late 50s maybe, and he's the crazy dude in the neighborhood that everybody in the neighborhood's like, oh yeah, he fought aliens one time, and they just kind of roll their eyes, and so he's like, okay, get off my lawn, get the hell out of here, go, leave me alone. And then the aliens come back again and go, we need your help again.
And he's probably like, oh,
and like he's it's part of it's like, oh God, do I want to do this again? But then he realizes they need his help, so he's going to go do it. Then he has to kind of like try to jam himself into his space suit again. So, and I mean,
I like
it's kind of like the Incredibles.
Yeah, exactly.
They're not as young as they used to be.
Yeah.
So yeah, he has to go to this planet and help them again. So it was a good series, but it's independent comics, so you run into this occasionally.
Where it comes
issue
out.
1, 2, 3, and 4 came out fairly steadily, and then there was literally like 6-7 months before the last issue came out. So you had to. As a matter of fact, I thought it had just been canceled.
Right, and that's always right. You're always saying that's the big issue with this. So let's see here.
I think it was Image Comics.
Yeah, I think you're right. Sci-fi epic Empress #1. So the creator is going back to sci-fi territory with a tale that, despite its intergalactic setting, seems very much focused on family and parents. Interesting.
That's Empress?
That's Empress,
okay.
Yeah. Let's see here. This is the synopsis for the comic, actually, that had come out. It looks interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an intergalactic space story. So that's cool. So it can sort of exist. The art's really great.
Yeah.
So it can exist independently of anything, and just like Kick-Ass, and
cool.
That should be good. Well, that's good. He's got a record. Then that should be a good piece. Little small story here, but the producer of Transformers is talking about remaking and rebooting the classic horror film Puppet Masters.
Wow.
Which I love that stuff, man.
They actually
that little dude with the knife, he still haunts my dreams.
I don't know if they're still producing it, but they had a comic.
Puppet Masters?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, and it was the puppets, like the Puppet Master's gone.
Yeah, and they live. Right?
Yeah, and so they're trying to figure out what they're going to do and how they were going to do. I think they were going to be able to get themselves new bodies, so they wouldn't be puppets anymore.
And keep their consciousness.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. It was like a year or two ago when it first started coming out. I couldn't continue to read it though because the little dude was just creepy.
Yeah, that one dude with the white hair and the hat and the weird eyes. Yeah, he's like the main puppet. Well, I love that. I remember Sci-Fi Channel used to run that all the time. Puppet Master 2, and it was like, oh, I know what I'm doing this weekend. There's a video of Ryan Reynolds getting his Deadpool makeup put on, and this is very reminiscent of like the Wizard of Oz. Have you ever seen the Wizard of Oz when they had to put on the makeup of like the Scarecrow and stuff, and the hours and layers?
Yeah,
it's very much the same.
Probably 4 hours in a chair,
just about.
Stuff? Oh,
I mean, it's so meticulous. All these little pieces, just for how many seconds or minutes did we see a full-faced, non-masked Ryan Reynolds?
Not a whole lot, yeah.
So, it's a lot of work to look like an avocado having sex with an uglier avocado. I mean, that's, we got to give that person deserves a SAG award at least for that amount of makeup.
No avocados were harmed.
In the making of this film, yeah. But then also Mark Waid and Peter Krause's Irredeemable will hit the big screen via Fox with Ant-Man screenwriter Adam McKay as director.
And see, I don't know Irredeemable, but I do know Mark Waid.
And I know Adam McKay.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been on a ton of funny movies.
Okay.
So, when you've mentioned Peter Krause before.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
The name doesn't ring a bell, but.
Is that Cold Medicine?
I'm sure, yeah, probably. But yeah, Mark Waid is a phenomenal writer.
Kingdom Come is right.
Yeah,
he wrote
a long run on the Flash. He did Kingdom Come. He did. I can't think of what else he's done, but yeah, he's a phenomenal.
He's big
writer.
time. He's a contemporary.
So I don't know. I don't know Irredeemable, but I'm interested. So, And it's a big deal. I mean, it's going straight to Fox. That's it's not like a small a small company.
But it seems to be an independent piece, and I think if we have Adam McKay, I mean, it seems like you're saying Fox picked it up. They think it's good.
Oh, Peter Krause is he's an actor.
You've mentioned his name before.
He's I'm trying to find. So he's one of those guys. It's like you see him and go, oh, hey, it's that guy from that movie.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. He was in the Truman Show. He was on television. He was so a couple episodes of Seinfeld.
All right, so it's a Boom Studios title, and the series follows the fall of the world's greatest superhero, the Plutonian, as he begins slaughtering the population of Earth.
Yikes.
His former allies, the superhero group The Paradigm, attempt to find a way to stop his rampage while dealing with their own problems of betrayal and hopelessness. And it premiered in April 2009. The series ended in May of 2012 after 37 issues and one special. Peter Krause was the artist for the first 24.
Okay, well, this is not the same Peter Krause then. This guy is he is in 6 Feet Under. He's the main guy in 6 Feet Under. So
yeah, no, this is
that would be a different dude.
He's a freelance illustrator from Minnesota.
Now I see the little link. Yeah. He hasn't done a whole lot. He worked on Suicide Squad
in the 80s, yeah. 1988.
Yeah, 88, yeah.
Cool. Well, good. That's a big break for him then.
Yeah, and Boom Studios is who does Irredeemable.
Yep.
So again, independent comics, kiddos. Look into them.
They're starting to blow up. That's really cool.
Yep, Boom Studios is blowing up.
So we're gonna move over to TV news here, and we're gonna talk about the Berlanti universe, the Legends of Floweroverse, lots of stuff this week. It, in fact, was a metric crap ton, so let's get into it. So on The Flash, let's just start with that.
Show's over. Barry's dead. We're done.
Yeah, we're done. That's why I think this is a Twin Peaks type of thing, because you remember that like we solved the murder, and then we still had like a half a season left.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay, thanks, good job. But Barry died. Supposedly he disintegrated,
yes,
or ruptured, right? As our friend Jess said.
There you go. Yep.
The whole time I was thinking like rupture, but I didn't feel like singing on TV. But this is just like Crisis, right? Where Barry disintegrates running too fast and then turns into
he goes into the Speed Force, yeah.
And but we think he dies, of course, because there's just a suit left.
Well, no, I think I'm absolutely sure that he is part of the Speed Force now, and that's and he as part of the Speed Force he can go anywhere, to any time, any place.
Right. We saw in the upcoming
the preview for next week's, which I've forgotten the name of it. Forgot the name of the episode, but we've seen him with his mother at his old house,
and Joe
says, I'm not Joe. So I think he absolutely is in the Speed Force, and Joe says you can't go back. I think it's almost like you have to fight to get out of the Speed Force.
Wow.
Because Barry's been there before in the comics, and that's the thing. Like when he died in Crisis on Infinite Earths, he didn't die, became part of the Speed Force, and actually became the lightning bolt that caused the incident or the accident that gave him his powers in the first place. While he was part of the Speed Force, he went and made sure the lightning hit
him.
Oh
wow! So that's a real paradox there.
Exactly.
He's always destined to be the Flash.
So
who were the sorry, quick question. Who were the two speedsters from long ago who got stuck in the Speed Force who are still there?
Max Mercury. Mercury was there, and
was it Johnny Quick?
It was Johnny Quick. Yeah.
Johnny Quick. Okay.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there'll be other.
If you can see,
lost
you see
speedsters.
Other ones, or he could see Eobard Thawne.
Yeah.
You think about the way he dissipated was almost exactly the way
Thawne did when Eddie shot
himself. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. Oh man.
So he may see Reverse Flash in there.
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
That would be really crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's is absolutely where he is, and he's going to have to fight to get out of there. And that was the thing when he was in the Speed Force, he had to fight his way back. It took him a while to realize even who he was, that he was Barry Allen, and then a little more time to kind of get himself together and say, okay, I can get out of here, and to do it. They're obviously speeding that along now, because in the comics
It was 20 years.
it was 23 years that Wally was the Flash.
Yes.
So, and essentially they came up with this whole thing of him coming back from the Speed Force because they wanted Barry Allen back as the Flash. But they're speeding this along, no pun intended, for the TV show.
Yeah, you intended that.
Well, yeah, I did. But we also got this wave when he did dissipate. You had this almost like charged cloud wave thing go through the hallways, and it caught Wally and Jesse.
Right.
But it also hit everybody in the room as well.
Yeah.
Do you think about Joe, Iris, Henry, and Harry?
Yep.
Cisco wasn't in the room. Caitlin was also.
So
those folks it hit all them too.
Powers, yeah. It could be that they.
But it hit and knocked out Wally and Jesse. That was the difference.
Yeah, that's kind of setting that up,
Yeah.
right? Because we've always been talking about how are they going to give Wally his powers, without repeating it. Because you've always remarked that it's silly.
It was silly that
it
was
happened.
the exact same accident happened again in Barry's lab when Wally was there, and but when they said they're going to do this experiment with the particle accelerator to give Barry his powers back, that was my immediate thought. Is okay, this is how Wally gets his.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were going to put Jesse in there as well.
Well, she'll be Jesse Quick. We thought it was going to be Velocity 9.
If both of them get powers at the same time, it's going to be a little much.
It's going to be like Wonder Twins.
Yeah, it's
Wonder
going to be
Twin powers activate.
It's going to be a little much. I mean, and it may and could very possibly manifest differently. Maybe she gets powers first, and he's a little jealous, and then all of a sudden he starts to manifest those powers.
Yeah. But they're going to have to fill the speedster void, and
it depends on how long it takes Barry. Is he going to be back next week? Is he going to be able to bust out of the Speed Force next week, or is it going to drag on to another?
I think it's going to go to the finale.
So he'll show back up in the finale?
Yeah, well, the finale synopsis boasts that there'll be a super showdown between Barry and Zoom. So it could be that he, maybe so here's what I think is going to happen. I think Jesse and Wally will manifest powers, which will make them able to fight Zoom for a while. Mm-hmm. We'll see the other story of Barry running through the Speed Force. We're going to learn a lot about his past and all this stuff, giving him impetus to come back. Mm-hmm. He will then come back right at the right moment when those two are at their Zoom's about to kill him, and then he's going to have the big battle with Zoom. Mm-hmm. And then I think I don't know if it'll end. I can't quite call that, but next week is Kevin Smith's episode, right?
Yep.
So it's called The Runaway Dinosaur.
Yes,
that was the title.
Yeah, and that was a book that his mom read to him. You can see in the pictures that they released.
His picture of them sitting and looking at it together. But he's fully grown.
Yeah, exactly. So it's obviously a constructed reality.
Right.
It's not back then because he would be a kid. But it's one of those things. Like I said, you're part of the Speed Force. You can go anywhere,
and you can do
anytime.
Anything. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So you can be anywhere you want.
And the just to end here on Flash, I know we were on Flash Chat this week, so I think we gave our input on the episode there. I don't know if we want to repeat what we saw here. I mean, we kind of felt iffy about Rupture, and the whole vibe.
That was it seemed weird. I like introducing more metahumans from Earth 2, but it's a recurring thing. It's like, okay, they introduce, here's a new minion for Zoom. Oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
And Zoom kills everybody.
I know.
Right. But the moment, speaking of killing everybody, the moment when he
ran around
zipped
Jitters.
around Jitters, and we're sitting there as a family, myself, my daughter, and my wife are all watching, and one of them, I don't remember which, is like, what is he doing? And I said, he's killing everybody. And he's just going and snapping necks as he went.
And then
everybody just falls at one time.
That was a brutal scene.
That was crazy.
You just feel so powerless around him.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like there's nothing you can ever do.
And he pantsed Barry again, basically.
I thought he was going to show him
virtually
on TV. And I really thought that he was about to say, like, this is who he is.
Yeah.
And then completely discredit him forever. I don't know why they didn't take that chance.
Well, he doesn't need to now. What he needed to do was say the Flash you see is not real. Yeah. It's a hologram. Right. So, like I said, for the second time, he pantsed him in front of Central City completely.
Right. After holding him up the first time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The first time, like when he broke his back, he took him around town and just like showed everybody, listen, I just beat your boy.
I'm faster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be, their showdown is going to have to be public place in front of all of Central City, and he's going to have to beat him soundly
at 3:00.
Yeah. High noon. But it's going to need to be, because Central City has now seen him soundly thrashed
twice
by him. So yeah, it's going to have to be the showdown's going to have to be a real public place.
And I said on the show, controversially, I think that the John Wesley Shipp actor is going to play whoever's Jay Garrick in the mask. Yeah, because of that relation thing. That for me is like, that's tinging.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, as soon as he said that, Henry Allen said Garrick was my mother's maiden name. So there's a family connection between Garrick and Allen.
That's cool.
So,
and how awesome, just entertain me here. How awesome would it be to see John Wesley Shipp dressed up as a Flash? And
yeah, that would be cool
on the show.
That would be really cool.
I mean, wow, that would blow my mind. I feel like that would be such a cool.
And that
thing.
would be, that would actually be perfect, because the Jay Garrick from the comics
is old.
In age would be about the way Henry Allen is now. So if you had Henry Allen here, but also on Earth 2, you had Jay Garrick, same guy, but
looks uncannily like him.
Yeah.
But is a different character altogether.
I think that would be really cool. But
and you can go back to the cabin.
Yeah, the cabin with the moss growing on the roof. You need to do something about that. It bugs me. But
sustainable.
But you also had Harry, who was on Earth 2, and he knew the Flash as
Teddy Sears.
As Teddy Sears, exactly. Right. So there's a question there. It's like, okay,
that's a good question.
If that is,
I think I just want it to be this way more. So
it would be cool,
logically.
Yeah. But I think also, something else, something that I mentioned on Flash Chat is, the Man in the Mask may be Hunter Zolomon's father,
who we see in the flashbacks.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's from
who
the
he
war.
got the helmet from, who he got the uniform from.
Right.
That would explain why he used the Man in the Iron Mask used the POW code.
Right. To tap.
Yeah, he would know. He was in the army. He was in the war, so he would know that code.
But it's an Earth 2 code, and Barry recognized it, right? Wasn't it Barry who recognized it when they were trapped? How would Barry know that?
Or was it him that recognized it? I don't remember now.
I mean,
who recognized what it was?
I'm just wondering, like, because there's so much difference between Earth 1 and 2. Like, they even call things different things.
Yeah.
Science, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Would that POW code be so universal across?
I don't know.
I mean, it's very specific, so I don't know. Anyway, well,
I guess we'll find out in a couple
we're
weeks.
We're very excited.
Yes,
I think it's going to be Leonardo DiCaprio. That's my other guess.
That would be really
cool. So it's really Man in the Iron Mask.
But we actually got something I wanted to mention on Flash Chat, and it slipped past me. Oh. We got a Leroy Jenkins reference.
When?
Cisco did it when they're getting ready to do the spin around the
truck?
Car,
yeah,
or the truck. Yeah, he did. He gives a big Leroy. He didn't finish it. He didn't say Jenkins.
Oh man!
But he gave a Leroy Jenkins.
Oh man, that's awesome. I missed that one. There was so many references.
Yeah,
pop culture. It was full.
It was Harry Potter,
right.
Princess Bride, all kind of stuff. It was very heavy with references.
I like the Expecto Patronum or Patronus, whatever, but I wish he had done Shazam.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been in DC lore. You wouldn't have to get too far out. But let's shift across the Berlantiverse here to Arrow to this week. Really great episode. Arrow's getting better and better. It kind of was low for a while, at least for me. But Ollie goes to learn some magic lessons because Damien Dark's so powerful. He's just, they can't defeat him. They can't get past any of his stuff, and he's getting more powerful as time goes on.
When they first showed her, my first thought was that it was Zatanna.
But it wasn't. Who the heck was that lady?
It was. I don't think she has a counterpart in the comics.
Oh, because they went to Hub City, so I thought maybe it was Vixen again.
She's in Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. Okay.
Hub City is the question.
Oh, Hub
That's
City.
where the question is.
I thought Hub City was Detroit, but they actually have Detroit in in DC. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well that makes sense. I was like, that's kind of weird that they're going to two magic people from one city.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was really hoping, especially with the accent, I thought, oh wow, this is definitely Zatanna.
Yeah.
But she's not. Like the woman was speaking Spanish, so like I don't think Zatanna is Spanish.
I don't believe so.
She's like Romanian or something, or some sort of Eastern. Like her father is
Zatara.
Right, he has like more of a
like a Transylvanian accent.
Exactly, right, Romanian type thing.
Yeah.
But well, anyway, there's an opportunity there. Berlanti, come on, Zatanna, she's huge.
Yeah, no kidding.
So he goes to learn these magic lessons about how to repel Dark's magic. With Felicity, but what it turns out is that because Oliver has too much darkness and over what he has in lightness in his soul, he can't do it.
So again, it's Felicity's fault.
Totally. Well, I think she may because she for a second everybody looked at her like, well, how are you? Like, you got some darkness? What's your ratio?
What's your ratio? That's right. We'll just transfer the tattoo over to you.
That's right.
Let you do it.
But he has learned some things that I think...
Yeah, he was able to fight back a little bit, yeah.
And resist his, like, soul-sucking thing from Dark at the end of the episode. But, man, John Diggle kills his brother.
Gotta do what you gotta do, man.
I mean, he had two opportunities, and, like, Andy's a bastard. Like, he
absolutely.
was such a bastard in this episode. I mean, just... And then when Dark tried to steal the baby, and he saw that there was guns... Like, I was like, oh, man, they're really just trying to mess with the families and, like, really take everybody down.
Yeah.
This is dark, dark stuff. And then we saw that Thea got tricked by her boyfriend from the campaign with the yellow pills, which he called vitamins. And she gets trapped in the Convergence Dome.
It does look like a Convergence Dome.
It really did. I was like, what a reference.
When she hit it and it was the hexagon pattern, I was like, oh, Lord.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty Hive, right, for the hex.
Yeah.
Being the beacomb. But, yeah, as lovers of Convergence, we appreciated that. That was really great.
But it's like an underground, like biodome kind of thing.
Yeah, it's like underneath that whole neighborhood that like was ravaged or whatever in season 1 or 2.
Yeah,
what's it called? The docks or the shoals or something?
The narrow? No, it's not the Narrows.
Yeah, it's like the valley or something.
Yeah, it's where they set off the earthquake machine.
Exactly. Right, that Merlin and Mrs. Queen were all involved in.
The undertaking.
Yes. Damn, you remember that stuff good. But
the Glades.
The Glades.
The Glades, that was it.
There we go. But next week, the CW has released a synopsis, or I guess I should say that for the season 4 finale. We're still a few episodes away, which will air May 25th, which has been given the title The Schism. And despite the episode's name, the synopsis teases an unexpected team-up for Oliver with a surprising force, and I'm doing air quotes, in an effort to definitively stop Damien Dark. So we're going to get a magic person of some sort. Who do you think it's going to be?
I don't know if it's going to be a magic person. I think it's going to be Deathstroke.
Oh, really? To take down Dark, though? I mean, Deathstroke can't stand up to him.
Well, yeah, maybe not. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. I want Deathstroke back on the damn show.
That would be cool. But it's a surprising force. Is it a group? Is it a group of Deathstrokes? Like, is it the Deathstroke team or whatever? Team Deathstroke.
It's the smiling Deathstrokes.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, now that you say, I don't know how Deathstroke would hold up against Dark unless he knows some kind of
something. Because it's just Mirakuru,
crazy juju that would help fight him.
Or is it that dude, the Baron? He's out because we haven't seen him die in the flashbacks.
Maybe that would be the it would definitely be a surprise if he teamed up
That'd be cool.
to help take down Dark.
Or
could
is
be
it
Constantine?
Constantine, right? I was gonna say, is he gonna come
Which
back?
we got a name check on him this week, but we haven't seen him in a while.
Nope. Because they asked, is it Constantine we're trying to get lessons from?
Yeah, and what was a couple weeks ago? Somebody mentioned Constantine, and he said, "No, he's in hell.
Yeah.
Literally, he's in hell.
Maybe he comes back.
Yeah, it's a vacation.
Yeah. Well, it says schism, right? So schism is a religious term,
Yeah.
right? So I wonder if it's Constantine.
Maybe.
But Dr. Fate would be really cool.
Oh, dude, that
Or
would
the
be
Spectre, or Dead Man.
Yeah.
I mean, or Gentleman Ghost. I mean, I'm trying to think of all the
awesome. Yeah,
but
Casper,
Batman,
Her-
Inky and Blinky.
yeah, I don't see. That's the thing. What would be a surprising force? That's the thing. You
Right.
would think Constantine would be. Maybe it is the Baron.
Yeah.
Maybe he comes back in some way.
Or do we finally get that missing pilot, Hal Jordan,
Holy crap!
as a Green Lantern?
Holy
introduction.
crap! That would be awesome.
What an amazing, like, if you're just shooting him
Yeah.
with the ring. Sorry for that bad sound effect. That was Hanna-Barbera style. That would be,
That
in
would
my
be-
mind, a surprising force that could do some damage.
Oh yeah,
against magic.
Absolutely. That would be cool. That
All
would
right.
be very cool.
I love pulling these things out of the air and make you go,
Just
huh?
just putting that out there.
All right, you figure out that logic now. And then last on Arrow, Colton Haynes, in an interview, opened up that why he left Arrow
I
due
read
to
that.
mental and physical health issues.
Yeah, he basically said that he has had anxiety issues his entire life, and just being on the show, the physical, because it's got to be a physical.
Oh, you got a
drain.
salmon ladder every day.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be a physical drain, and if you have issues like that before,
Yep.
he just got to the point to where I can't do this anymore.
Well, I understand. I
So,
mean, he was
yeah.
an intense character.
Mhm.
He had to scream and yell. He had that Mirakuru
Yeah.
addiction. So I don't know. Maybe that worked well for his character.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, the most important thing is he is doing okay. So I mean,
Right.
That's-
Yeah, he's a great actor.
Yeah.
And, yeah, we want him to do well, do more parts.
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be really cool. But we see now Thea had shifted her love interest to that dude, but then that dude turned out to be a real asshole. So,
yeah,
Sorry.
that's a recurring theme with her,
well, Thea.
except for Roy.
Yeah, Roy was a goodie.
Yep.
All right. But shifting now to Legends of Tomorrow, another great episode this week.
Mhm.
They've caught Savage. All
Oh,
right, they got him in the brig, and
That
he's
is-
on
that is
hunger
a-
strike.
But it's in this one I haven't. I'm like 2 weeks behind.
And we're going to totally spoil it for you today.
but it's
You're
okay.
done.
My thing is, that's the thing. I knew they captured him.
Yep.
But my thing is, did he allow it? And is there some kind of? I mean, this is Vandal Savage, for God's sakes.
Right, he's got hundreds of years to plan this, and he
Yes.
knew you were going to do this.
Exactly.
So-
And I think maybe he allowed himself to be captured, and he's just playing a game.
Well, you're right, Timmy D.
Woohoo!
It's exactly what happened.
I am cool.
So they catch him, and as they're traveling through the time stream, Rip has a crazy idea to bring him to justice. This is the original mission of Rip Hunters, to
Yeah,
bring
it's
Vandal
to-
Savage before the Time Council.
So he's taking him to the Time Council,
Exactly.
who want him dead also.
But this will redeem him, right?
This is true, yeah.
He brings Savage to justice. He's cleared.
Yeah.
So the ship is damaged, and like they're having all this crazy issues. They're trying to fix the ship. Ray Palmer just decides that he thinks he can fight Savage
Oh boy.
after them have an exchange, and he gets some good hits in on Savage, but again, probably letting him do it.
Yeah.
And then Savage just disables him and
Wails
escapes
on him.
from his cell. So yeah, thanks. But meanwhile, Carter is also chained up because he was one of Savage's like Per Degaton minion dudes.
Yeah.
And he's been brainwashed. So they have him in
So they're
chains,
trying to.
and he will resist everything. Shara keeps walking in and saying, "Yo, I love you. Remember us." And he like kind of has little
dude.
static memories, but it doesn't stick.
Ray it just cannot catch a break.
And they had a big moment too. Ray and her trying to work out. Well, was what we had. Did it mean anything? Now that Carter's back, what's us for the future? And he's like, well, I just want you to be happy. And I think that probably led him to wanting to fight Savage.
Oh yeah, I would want to punch something.
Yeah, totally. Once Savage sort of like emerged, and he's like, "Ha ha, I'm free." basically he attacks Shara, and like she's like and Canary can't do much either.
Yeah.
And then finally Carter like comes out of it. Or I guess no, I forget. I think he gets freed, and then he's like trying to help Savage, but then he sees Savage hurt her and Canary.
And that's what snaps
the
him.
wings come out, and then he just kicks the crap out of Savage.
Sweet.
And they re-bolt him. And they finally now get the ship repaired. Gideon's a great repair person, better than R2. And they walk Savage in. I mean, this is like, I was like, holy crap, this is the end of the show.
They do a perp walk on Vandal Savage.
Exactly.
Nice.
Yep. There's a little push here and there. Keep him moving.
Yep.
Keep him moving. And they bring him before the time council, and everybody is shocked.
Wow.
And they're like, whoa. And even like the time cops are like, by the way, they look just like, I texted you because they look just like Daft Punk. Like I swear, Daft Punk just stood there with guns and was like, right this way, doing it right, you know. And then they bring him in, and Rip has this like hologram thing and says, here is a confession, definitive evidence. Here is this guy. He killed my family. He's disrupted time forever. Take him away and clear my name.
Nice.
And the main Time Lord is like, very impressive, Captain Hunter. But Savage is on the payroll.
Oh!
Yep. He's needed in 2166 to finish out this mission or whatever, to keep the time stream. You've asked to have him removed 3 times from the time stream. No. We've told you no 3 times. Thank you for bringing him. We're going to bring him right back to where he needs to go.
Oh.
And they throw Rip in jail.
Jeez.
And it ends with, no!
Holy crap.
Credits. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, can I cancel my trip to Germany? I need to see this next episode.
No
like,
kidding.
This is going to be amazing.
How many episodes are left? 2?
I think 3 or 2 or 3 roughly.
So it's going to end like at the same time as Arrow and Flash.
Pretty much.
Wow.
It was awesome. So now, okay, WTF, the entire mission of Rip and the show changed.
Yeah.
Completely changed. What do they do now?
Holy crap. Yeah.
What do they do now? So, all right. So I won't tell you you got to watch it, and then you got to see the teaser.
Yeah.
Because the teaser talks about how they're contemplating what their new roles
What
are.
they're going to do. Yeah.
Yep.
And Rip's in jail.
And Rip's in jail. So there's going to be some sort of prison break. But
well, at least
will they get away with the Wave Rider? I mean,
at least Mick was Kronos for a while, so he
knows
has
what
some
to
knowledge. Do. Yeah, he has some knowledge of the way they're going to keep him.
Right.
So he'll be able to help. Maybe he'll take lead in the prison
great
break.
if
That
Mick-
would be awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, they held him up on the ship. So they've got most of the team, but there's going to be a prison break of some sort.
Yeah.
I don't think they got Ray though. I think Ray's knocked out still.
Okay.
I forget. Not everybody got picked up
Yeah.
by the time cops. And there's also that other time master who we met 4 or 5 episodes ago, who's that lady who's friends with Rip, who gave him a little bit of that download from the latest stuff from the Vanishing Point.
Yeah.
She may be a help at some stage.
Okay.
So
Cool.
But damn, this show's getting so good. So good.
Wow.
So that wraps our Legends of Flareverse tomorrow segment here. Let's talk a little bit about Game of Thrones. Okay. So Game of Thrones, the huge news. Jon Snow is alive.
Yeah.
He's got batteries back in him. He's fully charged. It was a grueling episode.
Melisandre brought him back, right?
Melisandre brought him back after many attempts.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she finally utters the word please. And it's like, then they all leave, and everybody, like the main dude from the Wildlings is like, this ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
Then I forget his name. So many names to remember. Basically the general for the Baratheon, Stannis Baratheon, Davos.
Okay.
He says, all right, it's not going to work. And then she walks out, and then everybody kind of gives up hope. And it's quiet cuts, right? You hear in the background. And then the wolf, I forget the wolf's name, looks up. His dire wolf.
His dire wolf, yeah.
Is sleeping and then looks up. All of a sudden, then you see him, and it's nothing. No oxygen in the room at all. Silence. And then he just goes, and he comes back to life. And then that's how they end it.
That's the end of the
and it's
episode.
like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Cool.
A couple things kept moving along. Ramsay Bolton kills his dad.
Okay.
Kills Lord Bolton because there was the announcement of a son that he had with his new queen. So the line of succession was just taken.
It's gone, yeah.
And then after he kills his father in front of a Karstark, right, who's part of that sort of Northern Alliance offshoot of the Starks, who are responsible for the Red Wedding.
Okay.
Essentially is unfazed and it's just like, cool, we knew this was going to happen. Yeah. And even the guards are like, whoa.
Dude.
But they're like, yep, I'm the king now.
Yeah, dude was a bastard. Come on.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then there's a very brutal scene where Ramsay leads the wife and the baby after he holds him and says, "Oh, our new king," right, into the dog pen with the hounds.
Yikes.
And he opens up all the cages and he just goes, and then all the dogs attack, and it's an awful scene.
Good
it's really
Lord.
an awful scene. And then I'm trying to think what else has gone on. Arya is getting better at being blind. I guess she's really learning now how to be nobody. She's training in Bravos to be one of the faceless people, that assassin that she encountered early on in the show.
She's blind?
She is now blind, because she's going through the training of becoming a faceless warrior.
Oh.
So she has to become nobody. So she's poor, she's blind, people are like spitting on her before she can serve justice. So the show is amazing, and it's really doing great things, and I think we're going to sort of set up what's to come next. There's also a scene with Daenerys in the Dothraki area where she basically, she's going to be going to Dothraki Prime, I guess.
There's a new Cal, right?
There's a brand new. Well, he's one of the many Khals. But he is of that band. Yeah. And she speaks to him in Dothraki, and anyway. And then Tyrion Lannister, right? Peter Dinklage. He is. He's like really drunk, and he's trying to sort of figure out how to like get Meereen back into action. So that's kind of cool. So there's a lot of stuff going on, lots of bands of people roaming around. Yeah. And we did get Bran Stark back in action. Cool. He's in his dream world. So he's starting to see a lot of really great things. So that's a really great thing. That's a very short synopsis of Game of Thrones, but you should watch it. Some interesting news. Marvel's Most Wanted is on shaky ground. As Agent Carter is coming to a slow end.
Agent Carter probably won't be back for another season.
That's a shame. It turned into the Dick Tracy movie, frankly. Yeah. It got a little campy. Yeah. Let him have it. You know, like just bright colors and too much stupid noir.
There's still, I think, 5 episodes on the DVR. We just haven't. Ooh. It tells you right there. It's like, it's there. We could have watched it for a good long while, and we just haven't. Doing it. Yeah. It's just nothing about it just made you go, oh, I gotta watch this. And it just yeah. So
she's a compelling character, but not enough for a series.
Exactly. Yeah. And the Marvel's Most Wanted. I think that could work, but is it something that's better served to be part of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think if they had separate storylines, it'd be cool. Yeah. Even Agent Carter would be good as a flashback for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, you could do that occasionally.
But then last year, I guess we got Azrael on Gotham.
Azrael has shown up on Gotham, yes. I've got all of this, or most of this season of Gotham on the DVR and just haven't watched it.
Well, then Timmy will give us the full review next week.
I'll probably run through. Once we get past commencement, maybe I'll be able to sit down and actually binge watch some Gotham. But yeah, I'll assume this is the father to who we know as Azrael in the comics, because it's a title.
Jean-Paul Valley, right?
Yeah, it's a title that's passed down.
Ah.
It's
like a race.
Yeah, Azrael is the avenging angel for the Order of Saint Dumas.
Cool.
So I'll assume it's his father, because in the comics they talk about Jean-Paul wasn't prepared. He was prepared, like as a child. He would the as they call it, the system.
Yes.
Was beaten into him basically, but his father died unexpectedly. So he didn't have the final preparation to know what he was supposed to do and how to use the system and all this stuff.
So discover that a lot.
He had to kind of figure it out himself.
And then he had to be Batman.
And that was the thing. He would go into a trance, like the Asbat suit. He designed that. He went into a trance and designed it. Like he basically came to and was like, oh, They're just designs.
I'm really good at this.
Yeah, just all these designs.
I'm a savant.
Let me start making them. And so yeah, that was it would just kind of take over every once in a while.
Wow.
And kind of guide his hand. So
Very cool.
like I said, I assume this on the show is his father.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jean Paul Sr.
I guess, yeah. I'm not sure.
Or Francois.
Frank or
Valley.
something.
Yeah, Frank. Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for our movie and TV news. We're going to come back and spin the comic rack.
Our hailing frequencies are always open. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. Just search Ninja Troll Digicast or drop us an email at ninjatroll@digitaltuxedo.com.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad.
Oh, come on. This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm John Carter with WBTV News, formerly of Off the Wall Comics, and I am big into geekdom and comic books, and you're listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast, the only podcast with a kick.
All right, welcome back to the Ninja Troll Digicast, and we got to talk about, we mentioned it a little bit earlier, but Mike and I were guests on the CW's Flash Chat, or actually WCCB, because CW is like the whole network.
Yes.
This is the local CW affiliate here in Charlotte, WCCB. We were on their Flash Chat
Video podcast,
which actually they aired it on the station as well.
I heard
because
that. Yeah.
I had actually setting up for commencement. I had a guy who works for the company that's setting up out there go, "Hey, I saw you on TV."
That's amazing.
That was pretty cool.
How did that happen for us? That's
I
I thought it was just going to be online only.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, we were there with Just Jess is the host of that, and we were there also with remember Wes's last name?
Wes's last name. Yeah. But his podcast
is Chad and Wes Watch a Movie.
Yep.
And they do reviews of movies and a lot. I mean, the same movies we watch. So it's a lot of geek movies, and they were going to last night. They went to go see Civil War,
and then they were going to do what he called it, a ruin the movie.
Yeah, every once in a while they have Chad and Wes ruin a movie.
Right. With it right away.
Yeah, they do it immediately. As soon as they get out. So it's like, because it's called ruin a movie. Spoilers are in it. Don't come here if you haven't seen it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Wes was there from that podcast also as a guest. We had an awesome time. It was a lot of fun.
So much fun.
And being there and being able to discuss this week's episode of The Flash, it was really cool. It was really cool. And a big thank you again to WCCB and Just Jess for having us there as guests. And also this past weekend, last week I talked about this huge week that I had weekend I had coming up. I was going to be in Hickory on Saturday for Hickory Comic-Con, and then
Charlotte Comic-Con
on Sunday. Didn't make it to both of them. You can probably hear in my voice I'm just getting over a cold, and I kind of
did Charlotte Comic-Con, right?
I did Charlotte Comic-Con. I kind of was like, okay, let me see if I have to skip one of them. Which one do I skip? I figure Charlotte's closer. Probably a little bigger show, so I was like, okay.
It's the first time Rick and Dave are having it up there at that
exactly.
new spot.
I really wanted.
What did
you
think
there.
of the new space?
I loved it.
Yeah,
the place was awesome. It's an Embassy Suites hotel.
Oh, so
it was really nice. They had actually like a lobby area where you would go get your food.
Oh, and isn't it like weren't there multi-levels, like
yes.
a big atrium in the
center? It's all open, yeah, all the way up to probably like 8-9 floors.
Whoa.
So it's a really cool open area where you could sit down and eat, and
nice.
a lot of really cool people there, and a lot of fun. It's hard to gauge how their attendance was compared to the other place, because the other place was always so packed.
Yeah.
This was a larger area, so it may have the exact same amount of people, but because we were spread out a little more, it didn't seem as crowded.
Yeah.
But the setup was really, really nice. Like I said, the Embassy Suites was beautiful place. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to be there. I think, I believe everything was all in one room now.
Oh, cool. So it's just one big hall.
Yeah,
it's not
they
separate
had,
pieces.
Yeah, they had the right outside of the dealer room, which is where we were. They had their cosplay stage set up.
Cool.
So I think they did all that stuff there. Maybe not the best place for it because it was right in front of the doors into the room. So when they were doing the contest, it
got really crowded. You couldn't move much.
Yeah.
Wow.
But everybody was out there. We had the 501st was there. The Star Trek Independent Fleet was there. Tom Gardner had a lot of his stuff out there. He had a TARDIS. He had
cool.
some other stuff out there that you could take pictures with, and it was a full size TARDIS. It looked really, really cool.
Wow.
But it was just a lot of fun. They had the next show, I think, for them is August 2nd. Does that sound right?
I believe so. Yeah, it's the summer show.
The summer show.
I think it's in August.
Yeah.
Or August 2nd, rather. But it's definitely in August.
Okay. Yeah. So it'll be back at the Embassy Suites up there in Concord. It's the same exit as Concord Mills and the Speedway. It actually, you head down towards the Speedway and go in that way. But it's an awesome place. Really cool. Nice new venue for them. And it's a lot more room. So it was really cool. So,
but our next big show where it's coming up is the big one for the summer.
One, yes.
Is Heroes Con.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to tell you more about that as the day draws nigh.
Yeah, actually, probably pretty soon we'll be getting table assignments.
Yeah, we haven't seen yet, but the list looks amazing. So get a chance, go to Heroes Aren't Hard to Find or heroesonline.com and check out the list because it's already packed with superstars.
Yeah, it's going to be really cool.
Yep.
They haven't announced like a big, huge star like Stan. So maybe they're just going with, because let's face it, that's like a astronomical star.
I mean, that was last year. That was huge.
Yeah.
But we have like some big time artists.
Yeah.
So
maybe that's what they're doing, that instead of putting all the eggs in one Stan Lee basket. you get more people there for that. So. Yeah. All right, but that's coming up, and you can always keep looking at our Facebook page to see where we're going to be. And unfortunately, Free Comic Book Day is this weekend. We won't be able to do anything for Free Comic Book Day, but you should go out to your local comic book store and support and go get your free comic books. Yeah. But while you're there, buy something.
Right.
Because the comics are free for you. They're not free for the store.
Right.
So this is like a
loss leader. Get you in the door.
Exactly.
And get you loving comics.
And go in there, find something you like, buy it, support them because they're really cool. And we need to support the things we love.
Yes.
So head out to Free Comic Book Day this Saturday or tomorrow. Yeah, today's Friday, right?
It sure is.
I don't even know what day it is. But all right, let's take a spin of the comic rack.
Meanwhile, back at the Cathedral of Wisdom, it's time for the comic rack. Hey, nice rack.
Knock it off, perv.
No, it's the latest news from the enormous world of comics. Right here on the Ninja Troll Digicast.
All right, DC Comics has released a preview look at Scooby Apocalypse #1. This is something you're really interested in.
I love Scooby-Doo.
It's definitely different. Daphne has a late-night mystery show on the Knitting Channel.
What?
It's kind of the joke that they got bumped from a real network, and now they've ended up
on public access.
Basically on the Knitting Channel. Like really, really high up in the cable tier.
Oh man!
Fred is her cameraman, and they're basically the only, because they were in prime time on a good network, and then they got bumped down. Yeah, he's basically the only thing left of the crew. So they're at I forget now where they were because they released some pages and you got a little bit of them, and then it jumps to Velma, and then it jumps to Shaggy and Scooby. So you're not sure how everything fits together.
Just like behind the music.
Yeah, basically, yeah. Velma is a doctor at a facility where they apparently are implanting animals with cyberware, because they talk about the subjects, the different subjects.
Okay.
And Shaggy has taken, they just say one of the subjects out again. And Velma says, well, if he's taking it out, it's got to be subject 44493 or whatever.
Yes.
She knows the number. She knows it's the one we call Scooby.
Yeah.
And Scooby has some type of like implants, and he wants Shaggy to trigger. It's like something that goes over his eye, and he's trying to get Shaggy to like turn it on for him, and he finally does, and that's like the last thing you see. You see Scooby starting to see things in the implant,
like a targeting computer.
Yeah, but I don't know exactly what's going on. So
sandwiches.
Yeah, that's basically probably what he's targeting. So, like I said, it's different. It's not the old Scooby-Doo. Yeah, so it's definitely different. But
Nice.
hey, it could be good. You never know.
I hope Shaggy's just high all the time.
Of course. If you like Justice League 3000 and Justice League 3001,
Scooby-Doo Apocalypse is for you.
Yeah, it's the exact same crew. So it looks
nice.
Exactly the same.
Oh, wow.
It has that same look. And it's Keith Giffen and J.M. DiMatteo.
Oh.
So
Damn.
it's
On
the writing.
Scooby? Did they get demoted or something? Like what?
No, I think this is probably, they're living it up because that's their kind of stuff. They love writing comedy. So I think.
Holy crap, this looks good.
Yeah. And like I said, it looks, and if you take those pages and put them right next to Justice League 3000.
Identical.
Yeah. Identical. Yeah.
The color's great. I mean,
Yep.
they were.
Yeah. Hi-Fi is the color artist.
Nice.
Yeah. And I don't even know if it's a he. They are awesome.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
Cool. And through the remainder of 2016 and into 2017, Marvel will be releasing a series of Captain America variant covers done by Jim Steranko. Ooh. So apparently everything is hunky dory with Jim Steranko and Marvel Comics now.
I guess
they've
settled.
Everybody shook hands and everything's cool. They will be on Avengers Standoff: Assault on Pleasant Hill Omega, which I believe comes out this week. Maybe?
Cool. Yeah, right. May, right? We're here with all these brand new issues.
Yeah. Steve Rogers, Captain America #1, Civil War 2 #2, Uncanny Avengers #11, Black Panther #5, Sam Wilson, Captain America #13, and Civil War 2 #7.
Wow,
so those will be all. Yeah, there's a lot of.
That's a lot of work.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just a cover. He's not doing the whole thing, so he's just doing a variant cover.
It's a lot of work.
But it's still, he's an old man.
Yeah.
So, but it's Jim Steranko, so they should be awesome.
I'm pumped to see what they look like.
And DC Comics has released a preview of the upcoming Batman Superman #32, which actually came out this week.
Cool.
It is part 5 of the final days of Superman storyline. The one hope for Kal-El survival takes him, Batman, and Wonder Woman to China and up against the nation's greatest heroes, the Great 10. You remember them from 52?
No. Oh, wait, the international team?
Yeah. China's Justice League, essentially.
Yeah. The Great 10.
Yeah, and they're all talking about the communist
the communist way,
the greatness of the communist government and all that stuff.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I remember that.
With the and this was when I wrote this was like just my suspicion that there's the new Superman, Super Dash Man, the Chinese superhero
version. Yeah.
With that coming, I figure, okay, this is going to be where they at least start that. He was introduced in this.
Cool.
Yeah. So it did turn out that that will be his. Batman Superman 32 is his first appearance.
Awesome.
So I don't know if he was got powers or whether it was just his first appearance. Yeah. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's out. That's out now. Marvel and Deadpool specifically are taking a little jab at DC Comics with a variant cover for Deadpool #13, which is the quadruple crossover issue. that's crossing over with Iron Fist, Power Man, and Daredevil.
Unbelievable.
But the variant cover is the familiar blue curtain
for Rebirth.
But Deadpool's peeking out. He's peeking out up at the top, and he's holding the curtain, but down below his hairy leg is sticking out. So
Nice.
it's definitely Deadpool
Doink.
style. Yeah, exactly. And Marvel has been releasing teasers for something called Mosaic. First was, what is Mosaic? Then, where is Mosaic? And finally, they have released Who is Mosaic? With at the bottom it says the Uncanny Inhumans number 11. So pointing to that issue specifically, and that is a tie-in to Civil War II.
Ooh.
So it's very possible that there's a connection with the new Inhuman Ulysses, who is causing all.
Who's the big bad?
Or not big bad, but what's the crux of the problem in Civil War is his power. He can see crimes before they're committed.
Right.
And
it's the
whether we use it or not. Yeah, exactly. Whether we use it or not is the basis of the strife.
Right. Arrest them before they do anything.
Yeah. So Mosaic may have some kind of connection there with Ulysses as well. It'd be interesting to see how that plays out. And during the ongoing Avengers standoff storyline, Marvel has brought back a long missing character with a new twist. Now, Captain America, Steve Rogers, has been restored to
his powered self.
Actually, even better than before. He was healed by the crux of the storyline in Pleasant Hill is a piece of the cosmic cube evolved into a sentient being, and it became a little girl.
Whoa.
Maria Hill wanted to take this creature. I don't know really how to describe Kobik, but it was named Kobik. She wanted to take Kobik and create a false reality in Pleasant Hill and take all the villains that they didn't really know what to do with. It was hard to keep them incarcerated, and use Kobik to
put them in like a matrix.
Basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they would just
give them an identity and let them live there
in a dream world where they can't hurt anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
How'd
that go?
She wanted to do that. The council said, no, that's a bad idea. And so she went, okay, and did it anyway. And it blew up in her face.
Oh.
But Steve was there. Bucky had run across it and found out what was going on. And Bucky, Falcon, or who is Captain America, Captain America Sam Wilson, and Steve all go there. And having the three of them together was really cool. And he got injured, so Kobik helped him and healed him.
Whoa.
And so he's better now than he was when he was unthawed, basically.
Yeah.
So he's fully powered and ready to go.
That's awesome. So he wants the mantle, or at least is
that's
strong
the thing.
enough to be there.
No, he told Sam, listen, I passed this on to you. It didn't have any qualifiers. You are Captain America.
Wow.
So, and then Sam said, I think the country needs you. And he started to argue with him again, and he goes, no, I think the country needs both of us. So they're both Captain America.
Okay.
Yeah, it's odd, but
can one be like Esquire? Could one be like Lieutenant America?
Yeah, he's Lieutenant America.
Sergeant America.
So yeah, that's is what is coming out of the standoff at Pleasant Hill. But
cool.
Also
that sounds cool.
There in the town, the librarian was actually Wendell Vaughn.
Oh,
Quasar.
Yeah.
Exactly. He checked himself in because he didn't think he could control the gauntlets
power bands anymore.
Yeah.
Who is he the son of? Quasar? Isn't he like related to someone really powerful? Or this is irrelevant.
I think so.
I thought he was the son of somebody special.
He may be. but yeah, there was an agent, Shield agent, who when everything was going bad, and Baron Zemo was one of the villains there. He starts to come out of it, then he starts getting other people out of it, and he starts forming them together to get out of there. An agent of Shield was there.
Avril Kincaid,
yeah, and she was. I'm actually looking to see.
So for those who don't know, Pleasant Hill is it a prison or is it like a retirement home? Or?
It's a town. But it is.
Is it like Guantanamo Bay for super people?
Yes, basically.
Okay,
but
right,
it's an enforced Guantanamo Bay because Kobik just takes over reality.
Oh.
And Zemo didn't realize he was Zemo. He thought he was like Fred Anderson or something like that.
Oh, Fred.
Then he realized something happened and he was able to break his mind out of it, and he realized who he was. And they all have like illusions around them. So
He's
they
Arn Anderson.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. I'd go to that town. But Wendell had checked himself in because he didn't feel like he could control the bands anymore.
Right.
Then the Shield agent, Avril Kincaid, comes across him, assumes he's like somebody who was incarcerated there, and he went, well, nope. I checked myself in because I didn't think I could control these anymore. Yeah. And he gives the gauntlets to her.
Wow.
So she is now Quasar.
Cool.
And he's still around, so he can help train her to how to use them.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we have a new Quasar, but we also have the old Quasar as the kind of the mentor. To show her how to use them. And, I mean, she's going to need it because that's a lot of power in there.
Yes.
So, and we finally know what Negan did before the world went to crap.
Yeah, what did he do? Spoiler
He was a teacher and a ping pong coach.
What? Negan?
He was a teacher. That's a scary thought.
Oh, man.
I haven't read it yet.
At least Catholic school. I mean, that would explain a lot.
I haven't read it yet, but apparently the first issue of Image Plus is out.
Oh, cool.
And it shows.
That's that big reveal.
Yeah, and you only get
magazine.
You only get four pages.
Duh.
Each issue. For the first 12 issues, you're going to get 4 each time.
Damn.
And
so it's a real anthology book.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
And you get a scene. Apparently, you get a scene with him coaching some kids at ping pong, and like in Negan style, like berating the crap out of them, and like verbally abusing one until he runs out.
Oh, he's the Gordon Ramsay of ping pong.
Exactly, basically.
And of spelling tests.
So,
jeez.
So yeah, if you can just imagine, wrap your head around that Negan was a teacher.
Yeah.
And Jeff Smith will release Bone Coda, a new
100 that classic indie Bone. Wow.
A new 120-page graphic novel to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the start of the Bone series.
Cool.
Coda picks up right after the events of the end of the 55-issue Bone comic series, and follows the Bone cousins in their hometown of Boneville.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, Timmy, did you misspell Bonneville?
Nope.
But nope, it's Boneville.
It's Boneville. Yep. And coming up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. issue number 5, Grant Ward makes his Marvel Comics comic universe debut.
Wow.
And the image.
He's on the show.
He's on the show. Yeah, he was created for the show. And he's become a fairly integral part because he was introduced as part of the team.
Right. Now he's a villain,
he was revealed as part of Hydra.
Right.
Then for a while he was trying to get back into good graces of everybody, but then he's still a bastard. So he keeps basically stabbing him in the back. And it's like, it's one of those things like, what do you want me to do? You know who I am. So, but he still wants to be friends with them. And it's so odd. But then he went to, when they traveled across the universe, he was, taken over basically by an alien entity.
Yeah, and he's all weird looking.
He's now
right?
like full on supervillain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Right? We got from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's
yeah. So
right.
but yeah, he shows up in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. issue number 5. And in the image they released, he seems to be wearing an Iron Man armor.
What?
So I don't know what the hell's going on.
Huh.
That'd be interesting. I read when it first started Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I read it. I hadn't read one in a while, so I may have to pick that up to see exactly what's good. The image they released, he's taking off an Iron Man helmet.
Iron Man helmet. Wow.
And he's wearing the full armor. And he said, and it's the way they do that series, they give people like, supers like on TV that like gives you their name. And it says Grant Ward, former agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Ooh.
And he's talking about Coulson. He's like, I used to be an old friend of his, is his speech balloon in that one. But like I said, he's taking off an Iron Man helmet. So I don't know what's going on. So it'd be interesting.
Wow, that's cool.
But that is a spin of the Comic Rack. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the greatest science fiction novels of the double aughts, the 2000s.
Ranger Station, Ranger speaking.
Hi. I'd like to report a bear hug.
Okay.
Well, before I left my campsite, I was putting out my fire, and out of nowhere, Smokey Bear showed up and hugged me?
So you drowned the fire, you stirred it, drowned it again, and felt that it was cold?
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah. He likes it when people correctly put out their campfires. He's pretty big on wildfire prevention. He's just letting you know you did good with a hug. He's a hugger.
I just got a bear hug from Smokey Bear. Status update!
All right, I'm going to let you go now. I've got a lot of ranger stuff to do. There are many ways to start a fire, but one sure way to put it out. Learn how you can do your part at SmokeyBear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Sponsored by the U.S. Forest Service Ad Council and your state forester.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ninja Troll Digicast proudly presents The Showcase.
All right, this is our showcase segment where we take a Ninja Troll spotlight and shine it on a different subject each week. This is the last one in a series that we've been doing called the Best Science Fiction Novels. We started in the 50s, did the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. Then we did a little offshoot into cyberpunk because I love it.
Yeah.
Then we did the 90s.
I love it.
And now this is the best science fiction novels of the double aughts, as we call them, the 2000s, or as I call them. Let's face it. The first one is Old Man's War, John Scalzi. It was released in 2005. John Perry did two things on his 75th birthday. First, he visited his wife's grave. Then he joined the army. The good news is that humanity finally made it into interstellar space. The bad news is that planets fit to live on are scarce, and alien races willing to fight us for them are common. So we fight to defend Earth and to stake our claim to planetary real estate. Far from Earth, the war has been going on for decades. Brutal, bloody, and unyielding. Earth itself is a backwater. The bulk of humanity's resources are in the hands of the Colonial Defense Force. Everybody knows that when you reach retirement age, you can join the CDF. They don't want young people. They want people who carry the knowledge and skills of decades of living. You'll be taken off Earth and never allowed to return. You'll serve 2 years at the front. And if you survive, you'll be given a generous homestead stake of your own on one of our hard-won colony planets. John Perry is taking that deal. He has only the vaguest idea what to expect, because the actual fight light years from home is far, far harder than he can imagine. And what he will become is far stranger. This is, to me, very reminiscent of the Forever War by Joe Haldeman. It's almost like a reverse, because they wanted them young, and then because they didn't age properly because of the space travel,
right,
they would come back to their planet 200 years had passed, and they would have been gone like 2 months.
Yeah.
So, but this is the opposite. They want people who have the experience. So you don't join the army until you're 75.
Oh wow.
So, yeah,
that's very interesting.
It's very
a bunch of old folks.
Like you said, the name of the book, Old Man's War. So the next one is Altered Carbon, which is one we talked about in the Cyberpunk special.
Mm-hmm.
It's by Richard K. Morgan. It came out in 2002. This is the first one of the Takeshi Kovacs novels that I was telling you about. I talked about the whole series during the cyberpunk thing. But human personalities are stored digitally and downloaded into new bodies called sleeves. And
A sleeve?
Yeah, they call them sleeve. Yeah. Yeah,
Damn.
but it became that because and Takeshi Kovacs was a UN envoy. He was a special troop. He was designed and trained to be able to be re-sleeved constantly.
Oh.
And he would be, when he was re-sleeved, it would be into a body that was cranked with drugs and muscle and enhancements and stuff like that, and ready to fight.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's used to being re-sleeved, and he becomes a detective. So that basically, okay, we need him for a case. He gets re-sleeved and you jump back into history basically.
Sleeve up.
Yeah. So the next one, American Gods by Neil Gaiman.
Oh yeah.
That was released in 2001. Days before his release from prison, Shadow's wife Laura dies in a mysterious car crash. Numbly, he makes his way back home. On the plane, he encounters the enigmatic Mr. Wednesday, who claims to be a refugee from a distant war, a former god, and the king of America. Together, they embark on a profoundly strange journey across the heart of the USA, whilst all around them a storm of preternatural and epic proportions threatens to break. American Gods is
I've got that. I've never read it. I
I'm the same
stare
way.
at it all the time. I'm like, oh man, that's a great Neil Gaiman classic. And then
I'm the same way. I have it, and I haven't actually sat down to read it, but
because I read Sandman, and a friend was like, well, if you like Sandman,
yeah,
you won't have pictures, but this is as awesome as far as writing goes.
I was talking with somebody yesterday about Neil Gaiman, and it's like, okay, you just know going in. It's like you strap yourself in. It's gonna be a ride.
Yeah.
It's going to be odd. Just strap yourself in and go for it.
Go for it.
Yeah. So the next one is Revelation Space, Alistair Reynolds. This came out in 2000. 900,000 years ago, something annihilated the American civilization, just as it was on the verge of discovering spaceflight. Now, one scientist, Dan Silvestri, will stop at nothing to solve the American riddle before ancient history repeats itself. With no other resources at his disposal, Silvestri forges a dangerous alliance with the cyborg crew of the starship Nostalgia for Infinity. But as he closes in on the secret, a killer closes in on him, because the American were destroyed for a reason. And if that reason is uncovered, the universe and reality itself could be irrevocably altered.
Wow.
Anything that says a cyborg crew of a starship, I'm on board.
Up.
Yep. And the starship's named Nostalgia for Infinity. That's a cool name.
That's a very cool name. Yeah.
But the next one is Anathem by Neil Stephenson. This is one of those I picked up one time. I've never bought it. I picked it up because I like Neil Stephenson.
And
just reading the blurb gave me a headache.
Oy. All right. What
it was released in 2008. And this is what I've written for my description here. The description of this book is so complicated, I don't even want to get into it. The major themes include the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics and the philosophical debate between Platonic realism and nominalism.
What?
It's a sect. It's set around a sect of mathematicians.
A sect of mathematicians?
Yes. Like a religious. Math is religion. I'm telling you. I read the blurb and was like, oh my god, I just put it down. I can't do that. Like I said, I like Neil Stephenson, but he just went to town on this one.
I mean, is this one, Timmy, that you're recommending people pick up, or are you saying like steer
I've
clear?
never made it. I mean, like I said, I made it through the blurb, and I was like, oh my god, I can't do that to myself.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I can recommend it.
Yeah.
But I recommend his other stuff. His other stuff is really good, but
why did you pick it for the list then?
Hey, it's a valid pick because it was one of the most popular ones released in the 2000s. But it's just not something I want to. I'm not that into math.
I think you're
that I can dive into
picking your nose, man. That's as valid as that.
You stop that.
Goes.
I'm not doing it right now.
Unbelievable.
Now, the next one is The
why we got a radio
Wind-Up
show.
Girl by Paolo Baca. I'm going to mangle this. Bacajalupa.
I don't have it, so I think you did great.
What happens when calories become currency?
Oh.
This is the thing that I love. When you have a science fiction book that has just not a gimmick, but something that's different that you can hang the whole book on. And that's what it is. This is a world where calories are the currency. Because
food, I mean,
food, yeah,
essentially,
people
yeah.
are starving.
Yeah.
So that becomes the most important thing.
Nice.
So it's something different like that catches you immediately. What happens when bioterrorism becomes a tool for corporate profits? When said bioterrorism's genetic drift forces mankind to the cusp of post-human evolution. Anderson Lake is a company man. Agrogen's calorie man in Thailand. Undercover as a factory manager, Anderson combs Bangkok street markets in search of foodstuffs thought to be extinct, hoping to reap the bounty of history's lost calories. There he encounters Emiko.
Wow.
Emiko is the wind-up girl, a strange and beautiful creature, one of the new people. Emiko is not human. Instead, she is an engineered being, creature-grown and programmed to satisfy the decadent whims of Kyoto businessmen, but now abandoned to the streets of Bangkok. Regarded as soulless beings by some, devils by others, new people are slaves, soldiers, and toys of the rich in a chilling near future in which calorie companies rule the world. The oil age has passed, and the side effects of bioengineered plagues run rampant across the globe.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Yes. Yeah. It was a Hugo. I didn't write down what year this came out, but I know it won the Hugo.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
And I think also the Nebula.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a big deal. And like I said, when you have something like that is your different concept. This is the world
straight away
we're in. Yeah, exactly. And it makes you interested.
Yep.
Immediately. The next one, Accelerando by Charles Stross. The Singularity.
Accelerando. Sounds like a spell. Accelerando.
The Singularity. It is the era of the post-human. Artificial intelligences have surpassed the limits of human intellect.
Wow.
Technological beings have rendered people all but extinct. Molecular nanotechnology runs rampant, replicating and reprogramming at will. Contact with extraterrestrial life grows more imminent with each new day. Struggling to survive and thrive in this accelerated world are 3 generations of the Max clan. Manfred, an entrepreneur dealing in intelligence amplification technology whose mind is divided between his physical environment and the internet. His daughter, Amber, on the run from her domineering mother, seeking her fortune in the outer system as an indentured astronaut. And Sirhan, Amber's son, who finds his destiny linked to the fate of all of humanity. For something is systematically dismantling the 9 planets of the solar system. Something beyond human comprehension. Something that has no use for biological life in any form.
Damn.
Yeah. Again, there's your concept right there. Artificial intelligence has passed us.
Right. Right. Self-replicate. I mean, it's Ultron, it's like or Terminator, it's right.
And there's, when some of the best science fiction books and concepts can be boiled down to this, that. And you have one sentence that says world where calories are a currency.
In a world
where
calories are currency.
That's right. Yeah. And the next one is also by Charles Stross. It's called Glass House. When Robin wakes up in a clinic with most of his memories missing, it doesn't take him long to discover that someone is trying to kill him. It's the 27th century when interstellar travel is by teleport gate and conflicts are fought by network worms that censor refugees' personalities and target historians. The Civil War is over and Robin has been demobilized, but someone wants him out of the picture because of something his earlier self knew. On the run from a ruthless pursuer and searching for a place to hide, he volunteers to participate in a unique experimental policy, the Glass House. Constructed to simulate a pre-accelerated culture, participants are assigned anonymized identities. It looks like the ideal hiding place for a post-human on the run. But in this escape-proof environment, Robin will undergo an even more radical change, placing him at the mercy of the experimenters and the mercy of his unbalanced psyche. So he's fighting himself at the same time.
So there's a V8 somewhere in that story.
Yeah, Charles Stross is he's a British writer, and one of his books, most of his stuff I like, and there was one, it came out a couple years ago called Halting State. I got it in about, I don't remember what upset me so bad, but I was like 30 pages in. I was like, I can't even read this.
You just dropped it?
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't remember what it was that I can't do this. I can't do it. I don't even think I kept it. I mean, I need to see what it was that upset me so bad. I don't remember.
Wow. Buddy's got it in his doghouse.
He might, yeah. The next one is World War Z, an oral history of the zombie war.
Yeah. Movie.
It was made into a movie, yeah. It was written by Max Brooks, who is the son of Mel Brooks and Anne Bancroft.
Ah.
I didn't realize that.
Wow.
I never realized that.
Not a very funny movie, is it?
Yeah, no, it's not exactly a comedy. It's not Blazing Saddles. The zombie war came unthinkably close to eradicating humanity. Max Brooks, driven by the urgency of preserving the acid-etched first-hand experiences of the survivors from those apocalyptic years, traveled across the United States of America and throughout the world, from decimated cities that once teemed with upwards of 30 million souls to the most remote and inhospitable areas of the planet. He recorded the testimony of men, women, and sometimes children who came face to face with the living, or at least the undead. World War Z is the result. Never before have we had access to a document that so powerfully conveys the depth of the fear and horror, and also the ineradicable spirit of resistance that gripped human society through the plague years. So this is written as almost like a documentary. Max Brooks is supposed to be a journalist that goes around and interviews. Interviews everybody. So you get Robo Apocalypse was the same way. The movie movie should be out this year, I believe.
Robo Apocalypse.
Okay. By Wilson. No, it's not H.G. Wilson. It was
Jackie Wilson, mayor of Hill Valley.
That was Goldie Wilson.
Goldie Wilson. Damn,
see?
you just
there you go. Yeah, I can't read. It was the last name. The author's last name was Wilson, but it was Robo Apocalypse. This was at the end of the war. Like the first scene of the book was them finally finding the overall intelligence that was driving
the main AI.
Yeah, that was running the machines, and the rest of it was stories like that, like firsthand accounts or like a description of video that was found of like when the first one rose up and started killing people.
Oh, cool.
And stuff like that. So it's kind of the same thing that this Max Brooks has put himself as a journalist, and he's went and interviewed these people, which it's an interesting concept for a book.
Yeah.
So it's put forth as almost like a nonfiction.
Sounds like Rashomon
setup.
Right, we're looking back on a big event, and that's the whole movie. Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. So, the next one, The Road, Cormac McCarthy. I love post-apocalyptic stuff.
Yeah, is that what this is?
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like Walking Dead.
Oh, cool.
A father and his
zombie
son.
fallout, or what's the premise?
No, it's just post-apocalyptic. It's not like zombie apocalypse. It's just
war.
You're in father and son walk along through burned America. Nothing moves in the ravaged landscape save the ash on the wind. It is cold enough to crack stones, and when the snow falls, it is gray. The sky is dark. The destination is the coast, although they don't know what, if anything, awaits them there. They have nothing, just a pistol to defend themselves against the lawless bands that stalk the road, the clothes they are wearing, a cart of scavenged food, and each other.
Oh,
So this is one I bought, I think it was last year, and it's still sitting in the stack of stuff that I need to read, and I haven't read it. Yeah.
cool. It sounds like Mad Max meets Walking Dead, kind of Fear of the Walking Dead type of.
And the road, they're like it says, their destination is the coast, and they're on this road, and they're like that becomes the most important thing. It's like, okay, we've got to stay on the road. We got to, the thing we have to. He becomes obsessed. The father becomes obsessed with that.
Cool.
So
the mission,
exactly. Yeah, you got to stay on the mission. So next one is Rainbow's End by Werner Vinge. Robert Gu is a recovering Alzheimer's patient. The world that he remembers was much as we know it today. Now, as he regains his faculties through a cure developed during the years of his near-fatal decline, he discovers that the world has changed, and so has his place in it. He was a world-renowned poet. Now he's 75 years old, though by a medical miracle, he looks much younger, and he's starting over, for the first time unsure of his poetic gifts. Living with his son's family, he has no choice but to learn how to cope with a new information age in which the virtual and the real are a seamless continuum. Layers of reality built on digital views seen by a single person or millions, depending on your choice. But the consensus reality of the digital world is available only if, like his 13-year-old granddaughter Miri, you know how to wear your wireless access. Through nodes designed into smart clothes, and to see the digital context through smart contact lenses. As far as I'm concerned, this could be like 5 years from now.
Yeah, like easy.
Yeah,
Google would do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
and it's something we were talking about earlier. My daughter's 13 years old. Whereas when we were 13 years old, we were watching TV constantly.
Yeah.
She watches maybe an hour or two of actual TV a day. Everything else comes through her phone.
Right.
And if there were smart contact lenses that you could get video on,
she wouldn't. No device.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right. Why not?
So this is the best science fiction is something that you can totally see actually happening.
Right. Feasibility is strong.
Yeah. The feasibility is strong.
That
is huge.
Yeah. I want one.
And the last one, The Yiddish Policeman's Union by Michael Chabon.
I knew you'd save that for me.
Oy. For 60 years, Jewish refugees and their descendants have prospered in the federal district of Sitka, a temporary
Sitka?
a temporary safe haven created, and that's in quotes. Temporary is in quotes. Safe haven created in the wake of revelations of the Holocaust and the shocking 1948 collapse of the fledgling state of Israel. Proud, grateful, and longing to be American, the Jews of the Sitka district have created their own little world in the Alaskan Panhandle, a vibrant, gritty, soulful, and complex frontier city that moves to the music of Yiddish. For 60 years, they have been left alone, neglected and half forgotten in a backwater of history. Now the district is set to revert to Alaskan control, and their dream is coming to an end. Once again, the tides of history threaten to sweep them under and carry them off into the unknown. But homicide detective Meyer Landsman of the district police has a good Jewish name.
Yeah.
Has enough problems without worrying about the upcoming reversion. His life is a shambles, his marriage a wreck, his career a disaster. He and his half Tlingit partner, I assume that's like an Eskimo tribe.
Okay.
I assume.
Not a Yiddish word.
Yeah. His partner, Burko Shemetz, can't catch a break in any of the outstanding cases. Landsman's new supervisor is the love of his life and also his worst nightmare. And in the cheap hotel where he has washed up, someone has just committed a murder right under Landsman's nose. Out of habit, obligation, and a mysterious sense that if it somehow offers him a shot at redeeming himself, Landsman begins to investigate the killing of his neighbor, a former chess prodigy. But when word comes down from on high, the case is to be dropped immediately. Landsman soon finds himself contending with all the powerful forces of faith, obsession, hopefulness, evil, and salvation that are his heritage. And with the unfinished business of his marriage to Bina Gelbfish, the one person who understands his darkest fears. So,
well, I laugh because Meyer Lansky is a famous Jewish gangster.
yes,
So it's ironic that he's a cop.
exactly, yeah, and it's Landsman, so
Yeah.
it's very close.
Yeah.
But yeah, this one won the Hugo as well,
Nice.
if not both.
Sounds like a great graphic novel.
Yeah, I think it would be. The cover is very, very vibrant and very. I remember seeing that when it first came out. The cover was
Just
it caught
grabbing.
your attention. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah.
Cool.
But I know it won the Hugo, if not both Hugo and Nebula.
Awesome.
So yeah, it made a big splash.
Yeah.
So, but that is a look at the greatest science fiction novels of the 2000s.
The double alts.
The double alts. Yes, exactly. And that was going to wrap up that section or that little series in the showcase segment.
Nice.
So I'm not sure what I'll do next. What I'll do is a showcase next. I'll have to come up with something.
That's your job.
That is my job. Exactly. So, but before we get out of here, we want to give you our picks for this week. It's just different things that we're interested in, be it a graphic novel, comic book series, a TV show,
Right.
just something. What you got, Mike?
This week I've got, because Game of Thrones is on, an amazing podcast turned show on HBO called After the Thrones. And it's hosted by Andy Greenwald and Chris Ryan, who previously had a show on their website called Watch the Thrones. They got picked up by HBO, and they have this 30-minute show, which is basically Talking Dead, Talking Bad.
Yeah.
That Chris Hartwick and Nerdist runs, but it's these two guys, and they are awesome.
Cool.
They're super smart. They're funny. I mean, it's just joke after joke. And then they have two friends who come on who are really Game of Thrones experts. And it's really a substantial show. So if you have it's made available through HBO and HBO Now subscribers, and it airs Monday following each episode of Game of Thrones.
Cool.
Oh, on the Monday after. So it's totally worth it. Check it out.
Cool. Awesome. I actually, I've got, like I said, I've got a stack of stuff that I need to read. This is one that came in a comic bento box
You still
months
getting that?
ago.
Oh, okay.
No,
All right,
it's
you
just,
stopped it.
It's just still in the stack.
Okay.
It was Savage Dragon, Baptism by Fire. It was actually trade paperback of the original limited series that they did. Apparently, before the ongoing series that's still going now started,
short
they did
the 90s?
a limited series. Yes,
Huh.
and this is the trade paperback
Of that.
of it.
Brilliant.
And it's great. And it starts with an introduction by Eric Larson, and he talks about how he's been drawing Savage Dragon since he was 8 years old. That's when he first came up with the character.
That's cool.
It changed here and there, but he goes through like everywhere, like when he created it, and then it got put in some book he was working on, some anthology. He changed the character a little bit, and then finally brought it to Image Comics.
where it
Where it's-
lives today.
yeah.
And is one of the longest running series in contemporary times, right? For comics. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. With with DC and Marvel like
Rebooting.
constantly rebooting
and renumbering.
it right now until
Right.
Detective Comics and Action Comics go back to their original numbering, which should happen in the next month or so.
Yep.
Right now, Spawn and Savage Dragon are the longest running comics.
Mazel tov. I love
So, yeah.
it. Yeah. Cool.
But yeah, it's been running since the 90s, and and that's the thing. He's been writing and drawing it since then.
And still doing other things too, right?
Yeah. I mean, Todd McFarlane still has a hand in Spawn, but he doesn't do.
It's factory now. It's running.
Yeah. I mean, Eric Larson is still writing and drawing.
What a way to see an evolution.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's great. And it evolves in real time. So now the Savage Dragon that we knew in the 90s,
He's
his
old,
son
right?
Malcolm. Yeah, his son Malcolm is now the lead.
Nice.
So, but that's going to wrap it up for this week's edition of the Ninja Troll Digicast. Remember, for all the latest news from all around geek culture, make sure you follow us on social media, facebook.com/Ninja Troll Digicast.
On Twitter at Ninja Troll Show.
And Instagram at Ninja Troll Digicast.
And we're on YouTube at youtube.com/C/Ninja Troll Digicast.
And you can always visit us at NinjaTrollDigicast.com. And while you're there, click on the subscribe to iTunes button to get the Ninja Troll on iTunes. Make sure you join us next week. Same Ninja time, same Ninja channel.
You've been listening to the Ninja Troll Digicast. Tune in next time when you'll hear Tim say,
Hey, maybe you haven't been keeping up on current events, but we just got our asses kicked, pal.
This is the Ninja Troll Digicast, the defenders of all things geek culture.
Don't go ninja, nobody don't need ninja.